Story name: The Princess's Gift. Many, many years ago, there was a kind and wise king in a kingdom. There was no war or suffering in his kingdom. The subjects lived in peace and happiness. But there was a big problem: lack of water. Rivers and canals were drying up throughout the kingdom, ponds were cracked, and wells were empty. The king fell into deep thought due to this misery. He thought that digging a big pond might solve the water problem to some extent. He called the most skilled craftsmen in the kingdom, and after working day after day, he dug a huge pond. But, alas, even after digging the pond, no water came out. The king was disappointed. An announcement was made throughout the kingdom. The king would give a great reward to anyone who could draw water from this pond. At that time, a strange thing happened. One night, the king had a dream. In his dream, a man dressed in white came and said, "O king, this pond will never have water until you donate your beloved daughter to it." The king woke up and was very frightened. He had only one daughter, the jewel of the kingdom. How could he donate her? But he kept remembering his dream. Finally, he made a cruel decision. He thought that if he married his daughter to a faraway kingdom, she would not be able to participate in the donation. In this way, perhaps the curse of the pond could be avoided. After choosing a day and date, the princess's marriage was arranged in a short time with the prince of a faraway kingdom. The princess could not understand anything. She loved her father very much, so she left without knowing anything. Years passed. One day, after many days, the princess came to her father's kingdom for a visit. On the way, she was passing by the pond. On a very hot day, she was very thirsty. She saw a little clear water pooling on one side of the pond. The princess got off her horse and went to the pond to get water. As soon as she got into the pond, a hare suddenly grabbed her leg. She was scared. As she tried to remove the hair, she realized that the more she tried, the more tightly the hair was getting entangled in her leg. At the same time, a strange thing happened. The water in the pond slowly started rising. The princess screamed for help. The people around came running, and the king also came running after hearing the news. Everyone saw that a black hair was stuck in the princess' leg, and the water in the pond was gradually rising. Many attempts were made to cut the hair. All the tantrics, magicians, hakims and poets of the kingdom came, but no one was able to cut the hair and free the princess. The water gradually started rising. Water came from the princess's legs to the waist, from the waist to the neck, and eventually to the mouth. The people of the kingdom cried in terror. The king mother became mad. Everyone started saying, "We don't want water. We want the princess back. What is the need for such water, if we don't have the jewel of our eyes?" The princess's mother ran over and tried to hug her daughter, but she couldn't. The princess smiled a little and said very calmly, "Father, Mother, I know this gift of mine will hurt you. But if it brings a smile to the face of every person in the kingdom, then I am happy." Then, silently, she drowned in the pond. The royal palace was flooded with tears, and the subjects started crying. At that moment, the entire pond filled with water. Greenery spread all around the kingdom, and the rivers and canals flowed like life. Nature regained its life, but the king lost his beloved daughter. From that day on, the pond became known as Dampuka. Some say, Raja Kanya's pond. Time has passed, generations have changed, but even today, people stand by that pond and cry, remembering that strange, self-sacrificing love of the princess. It is like an eternal truth. What is written by fate can never be avoided. If someone gives their life in love, even if they are invisible, they remain in everyone's heart.